What is going on, 5'9" gamers, and welcome back to the 5'9" mobile channel. My name is Villuhfy, and today we're going to be talking about, in my opinion, a little bit of a problem that exists within Dokkan Battle. Now, before you rush down to the comment section below and say, oh, this is clickbait, or oh, we're desperate for content, please, I want you guys to hear me out on this one. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but I think it is at least something that we should address. And that problem we're addressing today is the state of how free-to-play units are being handled within Dokkan Battle, and specifically more of the free-to-play units that EZA immediately upon release. Think of a LR from the 7-year anniversary, the Gohan, Goten, and Trunks, who got an EZA and put up decent stats, but overall just do not have the overall stats they're going to need and defensive utility and whatnot in order to be usable. So let's go ahead and get into the first section, which is the problem, and that is free-to-play units Dokkan Awaken and then EZA immediately. So when we think about what the purpose of an Extreme Z Awakening is as a whole, the whole purpose is not to make a unit that just came out usable. It's to take an old unit that we liked or was usable in the past and has aged out and make them better in the first place, right? So, and make them better after a few years or whatever. And when we take these free-to-play units and EZA them 2 weeks after they come out, I just think that it completely erases the purpose of the EZA. And usually, we're happy about EZAs because they give us 30 stones, but then they lock it into this Extreme Z Awakening area, or Extreme Z area, right? And that makes us have to farm them up manually, go do all the stuff, make them rainbow, throw them in, do whatever, right? Now, sometimes this is rewarding when you get a unit like Prime Battle Goku or Prime Battle Frieza, but this is just so few and far in between, like I'll mention later, that it almost makes it pointless. So it's like, it begs the question to me of why are we going to release these free-to-play units in the state that they're in just because they're going to EZA in 2 weeks? Wouldn't it make more sense to EZA the unit in 2024 rather than in 2022 when it came out? It's like, you're releasing a unit intentionally neutered because you're going to EZA it in 2 weeks. And to me, I think that's just frustrating because the unit, 99% of the time, even after its Extreme Z Awakened, you're still not going to be able to use it anyway. So, like I said, this just begs the question of what's the point of even doing it, right? But let's go ahead and move on to our next topic to me, and that is the bigger picture. And that is, with very few exceptions, free-to-play units have not been usable, like EZA or not. There's been a couple of rare cases, but we'll go ahead and talk about those later. And it seems that they only fulfill one purpose throughout the game, and that is just to kind of hold people over, do filler content. Maybe it's an old free-to-play unit that's getting a Dokkan Awakening the way it should be, and you want to go farm them up, you want more rainbow units in your box and stuff like that. But I still don't think there's any point to releasing these free-to-play units if they're not going to be even usable in the first place. I think if you want to have a good free-to-play unit, they need to have a specific utility and defensive ability. I don't think they need to be like a unit that goes into red zone and carries. No, that's not the point. They're trying to sell you the unit that's summonable, right? But what if they just make the unit like heavy utility and they buff the unit that is new, right? So let's just say, for example, I'm just making this up, a hypothetical, right? Say we had a free-to-play Thouser, what's her name? Thouser, I'm sorry, it's like Thouser, Dore, and then something else, right? I forget the name off the top of my head, but think about Cooler's Armored Squadron, right? So they do a free-to-play Cooler's Armored Squadron. And on that unit, they Dokkan Awaken and then EZA, in theory, into a unit that makes Cooler look much, much better, but in turn, they have like a super high dodge chance or a super high amount of damage reduction as well as really good support for Cooler. So what they do is they have nothing but utility. They're not going to do a 2 million. They're not even going to do 2 million attack, right? They do 1.4 million. They do no damage, but they have super high damage reduction or really good dodge chance. So that way, they're a very usable unit on like a movie boss team or a terrifying conqueror team or space traveling warriors. And this way, it entices people to summon because Cooler goes from hitting his 7 million attack stat turn 1 at whatever level into an 8 or a 9 million a turn attack stat. This gives people incentive to summon for the new Cooler because he'll look even better because we have a free-to-play unit that makes this Cooler look twice as good. Maybe not twice as good, but you know what I mean. It gives them a 30 or 40% buff. And that Thouser, Dore, and Naze, I think his name is, they don't, they just don't get you killed in difficult content, right? Maybe there are tech units, that way you can beat this extreme class red zone Broly mission, or just something to the point where they don't die. Maybe they have Garg, right? They don't need to be a unit that just goes in and absolutely solos this difficult content, but they need to be something that, you want to get them done. What's the incentive other than, they're used for other things like missions and stuff like that, to do these free-to-play units to get them done, right? What they do, it's I wouldn't say it's sleazy, but the strategy, what they do is they make these free-to-play units, you want to EZA them and get them rainbowed because they have LR tickets behind them, right? Think about during this worldwide download celebration, we have you have to do the STR Metal Cooler, you have to do Goku and Gohan, you have to do what's the other free-to-play unit, the Tech Cooler. You have to do those and EZA all of them in order to get the 50 tickets you need to do the guaranteed LR multi. So what that's doing is just filling it up in busy works, that way we can get the guaranteed LR. I'm not saying they should give us the guaranteed LR for free, but I'm saying that they should make it a little bit more engaging missions, make it more fun, not just do this free-to-play junk that's just going to sit in your box forever and do nothing, right? I think this Goku has okay utility. This Goku and Gohan is kind of a good example of a unit that they should do, but why don't they make the EZA version just the Dokkan Awakening? So that way, in 3 years, when they're completely faded out, they can get an EZA if they revisit the Cooler movie. And then all of a sudden, we have this amazing free-to-play unit that can be supporting, I don't know, maybe they do a Gohan and Krillin from the Cooler movie, right? Like, there's just a bunch of things that they could do and make these units usable. And the only purpose of them right now is just to fill out missions so players have something to do, or they call it content, right? When they could just make the missions more fun. Maybe it's beat a certain Infinite Dragon Ball history with a category team, or beat the Goku event using only cooler units. That might be easy, but it's something, right? And they, in turn, we also get a little bit more stones and stuff like that. And I think that there's just a bunch of different things that they could do. And all of this that I'm talking about, it just kind of brings me to another question, is like, what's the point of even doing these free-to-play units in the first place if they're not going to make them good, if they're going to waste the Extreme Z Awakening within the first month of them being out? And you may think I've already answered the question, right? But what I think they should do is kind of do something similar to the way that Legends does their bench Zenkai units, right? Now, I'm not saying they should take the Zenkai approach where you gotta summon or do, circle the earth 3 times to even get them to Zenkai 2, but I'm saying that they should have the heavy utility that buffs the units that are going to carry your teams and make the shiny new unit look good and just not be a complete zero in difficult content. Think about the way that they did a free-to-play unit in 2021, LR Roshi. I think he's an extremely good example of how a free-to-play unit can be done. He has the dodge chance, so he's not as suspect defensively. It's a little RNG based, but it's something. He has stun ability, he has seal utility, he has a super easy revive condition. I think that we've seen it before where they make these free-to-play units that are really, really good. We have the free-to-play LR Ginyu Force units that are super well done. They have, but the problem with that as well is that you need to have a team that it's completely revived like the Ginyu Force team was with the Dokkan Fest Ginyu banner for that to happen. And I think that, if you're not willing to do a celebration revolved around a completely free-to-play team like that, then it's going to be tough to make these free-to-play units usable. Now, I don't want you guys to come off this as like I hate the game or anything like that, but I do think that free-to-play units are in a little bit of a limbo state where I just don't like how they're executing them. And I think that, they could just be doing more with these free-to-play units, so that way we could all kind of enjoy the content that we're getting more with free-to-play units. Because I know that Dokkan is a game that's designed to make money. It's a gacha, I get it. But if you're going to hand us these free-to-play units and they're going to make them usable, and they're going to also give us usable units that we've seen before and then backtrack and make them twice as bad in the next year, I think that's a bit of a problem, because it feels like the power creep of free-to-play units is going down while the difficulty is going up just to incentivize summoning more. But I think if you do it right, you can incentivize summoning while also making your free-to-play units good. Just because, a unit isn't going to carry you through the red zone doesn't mean they can't be good. Think of High School Gohan, who was a free-to-play world tournament unit that was had utility all the way into year 2021, right? And he had been out for a while. I think there's a better way to do it rather than just releasing them and EZAing them right away. I think they should just make the maybe give us the stones that you would get from EZAing them and throw that into the Dokkan Awakening portions. That way we get 3 for Dokkan Awakening them rather than 1 for Dokkan Awakening and then 2 for this Extreme Z area, right? I just want to say that I think the EZAs for free-to-play units can be better, and I just want to see free-to-play units be more usable than what they are now, because, I think it makes the game healthier. I like when, free-to-play players especially have more options to run on their teams. That way it's these Broly missions or Red Zone Broly or Cell Max just isn't completely impossible for them. And I hope that you guys can resonate. If I'm completely wrong, please let me know. But I think that there's, more than one way to go about this, right? But that's all I got for you in today's video. I just wanted to kind of do like a quick rant about how free-to-play units are done here for the 5.9 channel. Again, please don't interpret this as me just trying to like hate on Dokkan any chance I get, because I love this game, but I really would wish that free-to-play units would be better, and that's all. So let me know if you guys think. Let me know if you think I'm wrong. Let me know how you would fix it and all that fun stuff. But if you enjoyed today's video or you agree with what I had to say, don't forget to drop us a like and subscribe if you are new here to the 5.9 Mobile channel. We cover a lot of Dokkan on this channel, and you guys will not be disappointed with the fun and original content that we are going to be putting out. But with all that being said, my name has been Villuhfy. Please check me out on my personal channel if you want to hear my thoughts. More unfiltered, more of my own gameplay and stuff like that. You can see how I play Dokkan, so you can come see how good or how bad I am. And that's all. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. I'm out.